You know that feeling that hits around 4 p.m. on a Sunday? The weekend is basically over, and that dread of Monday morning starts creeping in. You get that knot in your stomach because you know that for the next 5 days, your time isn't really yours. You're trading your life, hour by hour, for a paycheck. But what if there was a way to break that cycle? I'm not talking about winning the lottery or inheriting a fortune. I'm talking about building something much more powerful, something that gives you the freedom to walk away from any job, any boss, or any situation that makes you miserable. This is the true power of FU money, and it has almost nothing to do with being rich. It's about being free. And today, I'm going to show you the simple path to getting it. Most of us are living a life that someone else designed. We go to school, get a job, take on debt for a car and a house, and before we know it, we're locked in. We're trapped by what people call the golden handcuffs. The job might be stressful, unfulfilling, or even toxic, but the salary is just good enough to keep us stuck. We need it for the mortgage, the car payments, and to fund the 2 weeks of vacation we get each year if we're lucky. This system creates this quiet desperation. We live for Friday, numb ourselves with a little retail therapy over the weekend, and then drag ourselves back to the grind on Monday, feeling a little more drained each time. We tell ourselves this is normal, that this is just part of being an adult. But this isn't living. It's like serving a life sentence where the prize for good behavior is just a slightly bigger cell. The problem is, we've been taught to chase all the wrong things. We've been told that success is a bigger salary, a fancier title, and more stuff. So we work harder, take on more, and climb a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall. We spend our most valuable asset, our time, to collect things that don't actually make us happy, all while our freedom just slips away. The real tragedy is getting to the end of your life and realizing you could have bought fewer trinkets and bought your own freedom instead. This is where we need to completely flip our thinking. Let's talk about FU money. The name is a little provocative, I know, but the idea is life-changing. Popularized by authors like J.L. Collins in his book The Simple Path to Wealth, FU money isn't about having millions in the bank to buy yachts and supercars. It's about having a financial cushion so solid that you have the power to just say no. It's the power to say no to a boss who doesn't respect you. The power to say no to a project that goes against your values. The power to say no to a career path that is crushing your soul. It's not about retiring forever tomorrow. It's about having the power to make choices based on your values, not out of financial desperation. J.L. Collins says that freedom is the most important thing your money can buy. And that's the heart of this philosophy. You stop seeing money as a tool to buy more stuff and start seeing it as a tool for your own liberation. Every dollar you save isn't just a dollar. It's a small piece of your future freedom that you're buying back. It's the power to walk away from a bad scene, to take a year off to travel, to finally start your own business, or to just take a breath and figure out what you really want to do with your life. That is a power that no luxury car or designer watch can ever give you. So, how do you actually get there? This isn't some complicated financial scheme. In fact, its power is in its simplicity. We can break the journey down into 3 clear, achievable levels. First up is your escape hatch. This is a fund with 3 to 6 months worth of your essential living expenses. And I mean essential. This isn't your, I want a new TV fund. This is your, the sky is falling fund. It covers your rent, food, utilities, and transportation. The absolute basics. Why is this so powerful? Because it buys you peace of mind. If you lose your job tomorrow, you don't have to panic. You don't have to snatch up the first awful offer that comes along just because you're scared. You have a buffer. You have time to think, to find a job that's a good fit, or even negotiate a better salary. The escape hatch cuts that cord of immediate dependency. It's your first real taste of financial security, and it's the most important first step. The second level is what I call the career break fund. And this is where it gets really exciting. This is when you have enough money to cover 1 to 2 years of your living expenses. Once you hit this level, your entire world of possibilities just explodes. With a career break fund, you can do things you used to only dream about. You could actually quit your job to travel the world for a year. You could finally write that novel you've been thinking about for ages, or start that side business, or go back to school for a totally new career. You could even just take a sabbatical to recover from burnout. This level gives you the space to be creative, to explore, and to take smart risks. It's the money that lets you say, I'm not just running from a bad situation, I'm actively building a better one. You're no longer playing defense. You're on offense, designing the life you actually want. The third and final level is the true point of power. This is the classic definition of financial independence. At this stage, you have enough money in your investments that they start generating enough passive income to cover your living expenses forever. The benchmark for this is the 4% rule. This rule, which came from a paper called the Trinity Study, suggests you can safely withdraw 4% of your investment portfolio each year without ever running out of money. So, to get your number, you just multiply your annual expenses by 25. For example, if you live comfortably on $40,000 a year, your point of power number is $1 million. $40,000 25. When you reach this level, you've hit the ultimate freedom. Work becomes a choice, not a command. You can keep working a job you love, go part-time, spend your life volunteering, or just stop working. Your time is 100% yours. You're no longer trading your life for money, because your money is officially working for you. This all might sound huge, but the way you build this kind of freedom is shockingly simple. J.L. Collins boils it all down to 3 basic rules. First, spend less than you earn. This is the absolute non-negotiable foundation. It doesn't matter if you make $30,000 or $300,000 a year. If you spend everything that comes in, you will never be free. Track your spending, cut out the junk that doesn't actually bring you joy, and fight lifestyle inflation. That urge to spend more every time you get a raise. A high savings rate is the most powerful engine for building wealth. Collins aimed for 50%, which is a huge goal, but honestly, any amount you save is a win. Second, avoid debt like the plague. Collins calls debt an unacceptable burden. Debt is a chain. It locks up your future and forces you to keep working just to pay for stuff you already bought. If you have high-interest debt, like from credit cards, your number one mission is to destroy it. Getting to zero is the real starting line. Third, invest the rest in low-cost, broad-market index funds. This is the secret weapon. Instead of trying to pick winning stocks or paying a guy in a suit who charges high fees, you just buy the whole market. A fund like Vanguard's Total Stock Market Index Fund, often called VTSX, gives you a tiny piece of thousands of U.S. companies. It's automatically diversified, and it cleans itself. As companies do well, they become a bigger part of the fund, and when they fail, they just fade away. The fees are incredibly low, so more of your money stays working for you. The strategy couldn't be simpler. Just keep buying it consistently, whether the market is up or down, and then just hold on. The idea of FU money isn't about being angry at your boss or wanting to burn bridges. It's about a quiet confidence. It's that deep, unshakable knowledge that you are in control of your own life. It's about having options. It's about changing money from something that causes you stress and anxiety into a tool that gives you power and freedom. Now, this path isn't easy, and it's definitely not quick. It takes discipline and a real shift in how you see money. But it is simple, and it's totally achievable for regular people. It starts with a choice to stop trading your life away for a paycheck and to start buying back your freedom $1 at a time. The journey from feeling trapped to feeling free begins with your very next dollar. What's it going to be for? More stuff or more life? So let me ask you this. What would you do if you had a 1-year career break fund sitting in the bank right now? Drop your answer in the comments below. If this video flipped a switch in your brain, think about subscribing for more videos on how to build a life of financial freedom. The most important thing is to just start. Start thinking about what freedom really means to you. Start running the numbers. You might be closer than you think.